Hey everyone, I'm back from my honeymoon and we are going to be doing another black bordering episode, and today we're going to be on Alpine Run. We have all of the medals here. We're continuing the winter series. I don't know, coincidentally, all of our wintry maps lined up. I guess I played Glacial Trail, and then all the beginner maps, like all the icy maps, are pretty close together. But today we're playing Alpine Run. And I haven't even looked at the spreadsheet to see what heroes I need to use. So I'm going to pull that up real quick before we get into it. Okay, Ben, Churchill, Corvus, and Azili. I'm going to use Azili today. I think we need to use her regular skin to complete the trio, so let's do that today. And I think we can start with her. Maybe not. What should I start with instead? I think I'll do a Mermonkey, maybe. And I think a Desperado could work. That'd be fine. Alright, let's do that, and then let's save up into Azili. So, as you guys are seeing this video, I'm back from the honeymoon. I had like 6 videos pre-recorded for while I was gone, but I'm finally back. We're here in update 55, and yeah, everything went good. I'm finally moved into the new apartment, so next time you guys see kitty cam, there might be a new cat, and there also will be a new background because I'm in a different room. But sadly, I moved out and Max is no longer with me. He didn't die or anything. I made that sound sad. He's just with my grandma. I was living with my grandma before I got married, and well, I rescued Max on the side of the road, but Ellie is she's my girl, so I thought I might as well do her the favor of leaving a cat with her as I take one when I move out. So Ellie is still here. Max is no longer going to be featured in the channel, which is sad, but it happens. But we got George. We got Jorge, the man who has 2 different names, depending on what ethnicity you feel like calling him. Or really just whatever you feel like calling him anyway. He is, oh, let me make sure I don't die first. I'm just going to put a sniper like over here on first to catch leaks. But yeah, that is my wife's cat, and then also Gray, but Gray will probably never be seen in a video because he is very shy, like Ellie, but I think Gray is maybe a little bit more shy, which is fair. He also isn't as used to me as Ellie is, so that's alright. But yeah, you guys will definitely see George. He's very adventurous, and he kind of looks like Ellie, so just very, very fat and a little bit shorter hair, and he's a boy and not a girl. But everything else is pretty much the same. They're both like multicolored tabby cats, and they're both very cute. But as we get further into this run, I'm gonna turn auto start off. I kind of forgot I had it on, but this sniper's putting in good work, so it's not a huge deal. But I think I can play around 23 out, because if anything gets here, the sniper has pretty good shrapnel coverage, so I'm not worried about that too much. But I kind of want to do, I'm going to do an Abyss Dweller and like do an Abyssal Warrior for the early game, or like the mid game, and then just Pierce buff the crap out of maybe like a Super Monkey. I kind of want to see if I can go for the Dark Champion, because there is 3 tier 5s on my list that I have not been able to use because they're too expensive. Actually 4, well 3 if you include Monkeyopolis or not. So there's the True Sun God, which is obviously way too expensive to be used in chimps. There is the Legend of the Night, which is too expensive to be used in chimps. And then there's the Supermines, which I think is technically possible. But I'm just not a psychopath, and even if I did it on logs, I just don't know if I'd be able to buy it Maybe I'll try a Super Mines challenge if I can get it before round 100, but you'd literally have to get like spiked mines and then like a Alk buff destroyer with a 300 sub and then just pray that you can save up. But I don't think it's, I don't know. I'm sure someone out there has done it before. Anyways, we're doing very good with our early game. It's been very easy so far. And I kind of want to do a Super Monkey because that benefits very much from... Yeah, I've already said that. Oh my gosh. It's midnight and it might as well be 3 a.m. because my brain's just been mush. But yeah, let's get the Abyssal Warrior first. We can work out maybe like a minor Echo Sense network. Maybe like 2 or 3 Echo Senses just to buff the range of the Mermonkey a little bit. Because this is a pretty pitiful range border, if I do say so. Let's put some... let's not put them like in the crevices. Because their range is going to be increased. Let's do like right here, because once you Echo Sense buff, you should have better range. But I kind of want better lead detection, because I think all I have is Zeely right now. I'm just going to do an ice here, and it's just going to be a 2-1-0, and there we go. Zeely is able to take care of the leads on 38. And for 39 and 40, I don't know if the Abyss Dweller is going to be enough. So I'm going to get a Mauler. 031 is all I'm going to be able to get. And that makes it more than easy. And yeah, now this Echo Sense is pretty good. Before I do anything though, I'm going to go for a Discount Village. I think I can fit that right there. And then I'll go for a top path and bottom path for a discount. Because discounts are always useful on Super Monkeys. And there we go, 202. Should be just fine. And now we're going to work on this Dark Knight. As far as cross-pathing goes, I love the idea of bigger range. But I don't know with the DDT popping, I don't know if I'll be able to get Dark Champion. No, I'll be able to get Dark Champion before round 90. So I think I'll probably go for Plasma. I'll go for a 203 to start. So I'm going to turn Auto Start back on. And I'm going to work on Plasma Blast first. And then I'll go for the Dark Knight bottom path. And then once I'm able to afford that, I'll see you guys when we have the Dark Knight, which will probably be in the early to mid 50s. And then once we have that, I mean, that should even be able to carry us for quite a bit. So I might just skip all the way up until there's a difficult round, which would be something like 63. So I'll see you then. Alright, we're here on 63, and I'll just play the next 3 rounds just to see if there's any difficulty. It seems like this Dark Knight is just cooking everything. Actually, the Mermonkey has more pops. Not sure if that's just because it's been around longer, but yeah, they're both absolutely putting in work. So I think we'll be good to save even into the 70s. I don't think it's ridiculous to say we could maybe get Dark Champion before round 80. But if we can beat these 2 BFBs on round 65 without any difficulty, we should be fine at least until round 75, and even then we have the Moab Hex, so I think we'll be fine for quite a while. Alright, we've made it to round 75. Honestly, 74 was a little bit more of a struggle than I thought it would be. But I guess it's not always the easiest round. For 75, I'm just going to use a Moab Hex now. And that should clear out the rest of these BFBs. I think one of them didn't get popped, so that's okay. I'll use Heartstopper for round 76 to prevent the regrow. And I think that'll allow us to take out, yeah, that allows us to take out the ceramics on 76. And now 78, I think it could be a little bit problematic. Oh, deals increased damage to Moabs. Wait, so if I use a Heartstopper here, oh, I don't know, maybe not. So Pierce would be an issue. Even the Abyssal Warrior is kind of getting overwhelmed just slightly by Pierce. Huh. Do we need like a... I'll get an Ice Shards just for 78. And then when this huge wave of ceramics comes out, we can't use our Heartstopper, but we can freeze a lot of the ceramics to kind of break apart the wave into two, and that makes it much easier for the Super Monkey. And I think now that we have that, we should be able to save into Dark Champion. We can actually use Heartstopper for the second wave of ceramics because we're going to have the purples coming out. So that's good. Very helpful. Alright, there we go. Heartstopper for the second wave of ceramics. I think that helps. Yeah, the Super Monkey looked like it did not struggle at all. And as long as we can get this Dark Champion by the end of round 80, I'll be very happy. I can't remember if round 79 gives you $9,000. I'll use a Heartstopper mid-round because we have these regrow rainbows. And no, it doesn't seem like we're going to get that money at the end of round 79. But if round 80 gives us $2,000, maybe? We'll have to see. Alright, we just need to use a Moab Hex when the Super Monkey starts attacking. And there we go. That will take out the ZOMG, and yeah, we are $300 away. We should be able to afford this mid-round. And there we go. Dark Champion is acquired, and there's not really a place that's in range of both the village and the Abyssal Warrior, but it's okay. Alright, we'll get an embrittlement as well because we basically have already bought it. We have the 310, so embrittlement becomes very cheap. And now the rest of the run becomes very trivial because we have our late game carry. So I think I'm just gonna go for support now. And starting with, I mean, did anybody think it was gonna be anything else? Of course not. And then I want to put this in Abyssal Warrior range actually. Does it really matter? Maybe, probably not. But I want to get a Moab Glue. There we go. I'll get Glue Splatter, and then we will get Relentless Glue as well. I mean, we're not going to struggle until the 90s, and even then I don't think we're going to struggle. I'll get Primary Training, since we have 3 primary towers in the radius now. But yeah, everything is going well. I'll probably just fast forward to around 92, maybe? I don't think we're going to struggle to actually any rounds until maybe 96, so we'll see. But I'll see y'all in a little bit. Okay, well, we've made it to round 94 with literally 0 resistance at all. So I'm gonna work on getting Moab Eliminator and Glue Storm, I'll start with Glue Storm because that's something I can actually use currently. I moved the Dark Champion away from the Abyssal Warrior radius because I really just don't need the Pierce right now. It's not a big deal to not have it. I suppose for 95 though, I mean, let's see, this thing's not going to get overwhelmed at all. But let's just use a Hex. I don't even need to use Glue Storm. And yeah, these DDTs are absolutely no issue. And then I think, yeah, we should be able to get Eliminator for around 100. I'll use a Glue Storm when the ZOMGs get to about here. Let's do that. Alright, come on. They should be debuffed, maybe. And yeah, we don't get Pierce capped at all because we have so much Pierce. Let's just Dark Shift back, I suppose. And I'll use Glue Storm for 97. And then for 98, I'll use Hex. And I'll Dark Shift later in the round. But I'm gonna start with a Hex. And then when things get to about here, I'll Dark Shift, and then I'll use a Glue Strike, or Glue Storm, and then I'll get my Eliminator up. And that's good for me. And then I'll use Glue Storm and Hex for 99. And then for 100, we can just use our Moab Eliminators. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, and then we can Glue Storm. And that is all she wrote. Beautiful. We even got to use a few tier 5s in there. So let's check out our black border. There it is. Looks very nice. And that's going to be it for today's episode. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to subscribe. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.